be presenting on the AI Auto Trader. We've come a long way these last couple of years. We've integrated ChatGPT into it. These are smarter, faster, and fully automated. Some brand new information coming your way. Before we get too far into the minutia, let's take care of the alphabet soup of the federal government. This broadcast is for demonstration and educational purposes only. It's important to know I'm not a licensed financial advisor. We're not offering any type of trading advice here today. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. I'm going to make this really a very quick presentation. I know it's been a long day, but I think it's very important to know that one of the characteristics that distinguish right line trading from our competitors is really our transparency. We're live on the right edge of the charts every morning on YouTube, and I'm going to put a link in the chat box and invite everybody that's here today to come check these bots out tomorrow on a live market. You're in for a real treat if you haven't seen it live. And that's one of the key characteristics that distinguishes Right Line. Let me take just a brief moment to acknowledge my team. It's important to know also that I'm not here alone flipping the switches and pulling the levers. I'm a part of a really highly educated, experienced team of professionals. We've been around for 14 years now, and it's our mission to develop innovative trading strategies and indicators that help predict the future direction of price. Now that's very valuable information. I always liken it to having the winning lottery numbers prior to the drawing. If we only knew in advance which way, with absolute certainty, which way the market was headed, imagine the money that we could make. It'd be incredible. Unfortunately, it's just a dream, but we want to offer our members with an edge and help to predict the future direction of price. Along the way, over the last decade or 14 years, we have built a beautiful community of traders of all experience levels. If you're a complete newbie who's never traded before, this is a perfect fit for you. If you're an experienced trader looking to supplement or add to what you're currently doing, I think this would be wonderful as well. Very quickly, just to introduce the members of our team. We have 3 professional traders here at Right Line Trading. We have Mr. Craig Emery and David Kushner, who trade our futures instruments. We have Mr. David Wise. He's our professional options trader. He's a leader in the Reddit community. He's been trading professionally for 14 years and maintains a 90% win rate. So if options is your thing, I highly recommend checking out David. On the website, we have a 14-day free trial. Behind the desks here at Right Line, we have Mr. Brock Miller. Brock's my right-hand man, great guy. He's a college student. He's getting his degree in computer science. We have Mr. Sergio Luque Rodriguez. Let me tell you, when it comes to coding and developing, software, there's nobody quite like Sergio. I've really known him for a long time, been working with him for over 10 years. And, he's gone from coding complex mathematical algorithms, mathematical equations, mathematical modeling, and now heading into this AI revolution that we're currently in. He's coding AI integrations like it's nobody's business. The team is led by Mr. Mark Miller. By the way, I want to mention Sergio does have a master's degree in computer science. If he can't code it, nobody can. He's just a whiz on the computer. Mark Miller is the owner and leader of our team, and he's the owner of Right Line Trading. Mark is an MBA. He has a master's or an MBA, excuse me. He has an MBA from Cal State. He's a U.S. Army vet. Yes. He was actually a sniper in the U.S. Army. And, what I love about Mark the most, not only is he highly educated with his MBA, his background, his expertise lies in automation and robotics. He's an engineer. But what I really respect the most about him, he's a man of God. He brings those core military values of honesty, integrity, transparency into the forefront of everything that we do here at Right Line Trading. If something does not conform to those principles, it is eliminated quickly. I assure you of that. So I'm very proud to be a member of this handsome team. A little bit about myself, the voice that you hear behind the screen here. My name's Rory Powers. I reside down in South Florida, and my passion, other than trading the financial markets, is saltwater fishing. I live a stone's throw away from the Florida Keys, and this is a recent picture, well, a few years old now, of Mark Miller, Sergio, and myself went fishing down in the Keys and caught some beautiful snapper and grouper. But listen, every fisherman has a fish story, and I'm going to make it a short one. But I've got to tell you I got to tell you about the best catch, the biggest, best, most fruitful catch of my lifetime. And it is the one that did not get away, thank God, is my beautiful wife. My beautiful wife is a Haitian American. I'm so proud of her. She just recently got her master's degree in nursing education, and she teaches other nurses how to become RNs. God has blessed us, and it is God, I know it is, with two beautiful children. This was taken just last week on my front patio of my two little girls. I have a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old. And the 2-year-old is the boss, for sure. And these are really the apples of our eye, our purpose. So God is good. And enough about me. This presentation I'm going to show you is really this image really puts it into perspective. If you've blown out trading accounts, if you've had problems with inconsistency, if emotions are sabotaging your trading results, and let me say that again, if emotions are sabotaging your trading results like they do mine, and I always like to put myself in the first person because I'm the biggest culprit of making emotional decisions that are based purely on emotions. I get schooled by this market day in and day out, left to my own devices. We have a solution, a viable path to profitability with this AI leveraged automated system. The genesis of the AI auto trader was our lack of consistency. This professional woman, if a picture can say 1,000 words, I'm going to shorten it to 100. This is a professional who has watched her trading account dwindle over the course of the last 4 to 6 months to almost nothing. She's a beautiful conservative woman. She's wearing a business suit in an office building, but look what she's about to do. She's become so enraged. It's come to a bursting point, a boiling point, and she's taken that sledgehammer out of the bottom drawer of her desk, and she's ready to smash it through that monitor. And listen, I answer the phones here. I know that you felt the same way at some point because I have the privilege of talking to so many traders over the phone. Listen, we all have felt and have been exactly where this woman is. You see, she's absolutely convinced at this point that there's a conspiracy going on, right? Nobody could be that unlucky. She thinks there's a conspiracy between the market makers, the prop firm, the broker. They're all out to get her money, and it's got to be a setup. The fix. It reminds me of that movie, The Sting. She's convinced that there's something underhanded going on. So that was the genesis of the AI auto trader. Because listen, we've all experienced problems making money. I was right here. It's funny. It's deja vu. I was speaking right here at Traders Corner, and right before my presentation was Mr. Chris Vermeulen. Chris Vermeulen just preceded me. The guy's a genius. He really is. Extremely intelligent. And the presentation he did that day happened to be about human personality traits. These personality traits that we as humans all share in common. What makes us unique as individuals is we have a certain percentage of each one of these characteristics. So Chris had done a study. I remember like it was yesterday. And what he had found in the course of his study was maybe 1 or 2 out of 10 of the core personality traits that we all share as humans lend well to being a good disciplined trader. So what does that mean? That means 85 to 90% of us genetically are predisposed to being at a disadvantage because our own genetics, our own personalities do not lend well to just relying on the technicals. Okay, we let emotions get in our way. So that is the most common reason why we fail as traders. To give you an example of, I like to refer to it as stepping on a banana peel. Human errors, these bonehead decisions that I make left to my own devices. I just heard Chris say he blew out 2 trading accounts. I used to blow out 2 trading accounts before lunchtime. I was the king of blowing out trading accounts. And that's all changed with this AI automation. So if you fall into the category of sabotaging your own results, I like to cut my winners short, which hurts us as futures traders. When I see those green numbers on my P&L, I'll have my little chart trader up on NinjaTrader, and I'll be in a trade. And if I see that green number, if I'm up $200 or $300, it's like a knee reflex reaction. I've got to grab my stop and pull it up because God forbid I should give back or lose those little bit of profits that I just put in the bank. But we all know that the way the ebb and flow of the market works, you've got to give it a little room. You've got to let it go up and retrace and go up and retrace and be patient and disciplined and not make decisions based on watching your P&L go up or down. That's when emotions get the best of us and we start slipping on banana peels. Sure, we've bought indicators that just don't work or lack a proven trading methodology, but it all leads to the same cold, desolate place of blowing out our trading accounts. So this is what has really been the genesis, the motivation in our team is our commitment to bring this to an end, to find a solution. So we've narrowed it down to 2 things that we believe are going to create trading success. And I'm going to kind of flip the script here. I know number 1 and 2, but I'm going to make number 1 software that can automatically get us in and out. Listen, left to our own devices, I've spoken to so many of you. A lot of us just aren't that great of traders. Sure, we have our moments where we can have great days and feel like we're finally we've turned the corner and we finally are going to get somewhere, only to give it back again and again and again. So ideally, number 1, we need software that can do it for us. Okay, we need to lay off and let this thing go to work for us. So an automated system, but not just any automated system. We need the proper tool set. What do I mean by the proper tool set? Well, listen, when you talk about automated strategies, the elephant in the room is always, well, listen, I bought the bot, last year or in the past, and my experience wasn't a very good one. Listen, I've been, with Rightline for over a decade. We've, unfortunately developed strategies that in the past, that what happens is the settings will go stale. And what does that due to? The ever-changing market conditions. And it's really more pronounced now than I think it's ever been. We're trading in an extremely news-driven market. These economic news reports come out. These earnings reports come out like we're seeing this week. These geopolitical unrest incidents come out, and we go from a choppy, ranging, miserable market to a market that's just flying one way or the other, and in the drop of a dime. So having the proper tool set, listen, we happen to be in an AI revolution. I get calls all the time. They say, Rory, you know, why do you suppose you and your members are having so much success with this? And the reason is because these bots will dynamically change their own settings based on the current market environment, based on news reports that are just coming out, based on earnings reports, geopolitical incidents. With this new ChatGPT integration, which can make context-aware decisions for us. You see, we have an API that we've developed that connects with ChatGPT that has several endpoints. The endpoints are with the Forex Factory calendar, the news reports, the results. They're with the earnings reports that are coming out. Many different sites that publish economic news reports or geopolitical incidences, social media, and all of these endpoints in ChatGPT will provide it with all of the data necessary to make instantaneous decisions that are extremely accurate. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying you need the proper tool set. So in real time, your automated bots are making decisions that are straight out of ChatGPT with 10 or 15 different endpoints, collecting an enormous amount of data and making context-aware decisions on the fly without our input or without our optimization efforts whatsoever. So that's what I'm referring to when I say we have to have the proper automated system, okay? Not just any automated system. The benefits from using AI, well, there's no more overthinking. There's no more slipping on banana peels. There's no more hesitating on a perfect trade setup. I'm going to go into the 4 ways that our software is leveraging artificial intelligence. Listen, it's no secret. I know you haven't been living under a rock. We're in an AI revolution, okay? NVIDIA this week became the first 5 trillion market cap company. That's enormous. And what do? They're developing these AI chips, and they've got this gentleman, Mr. Huang, who's the CEO, that happens to be a visionary. He just reported just this week, a collaboration, an investment that he was doing that they're doing with Nokia and T-Mobile, where they're doing their new aerial RAN computer platform, the Arc Pro, and they put together this consortium. It's a collaboration that's centered around creating AI-powered, efficient, upgradable telecom networks. It's the future. It's the 6G network. Okay, I remember not too long ago with Apple is the 1G network. Well, now we're at the next level. We're at 6G network. So this AI revolution that we're currently in, we're seeing every sector of our economy benefit from the power of this AI integrations. Just to name a few sectors that are currently leveraging AI. There's energy, agriculture, education, transportation and logistics, retail and e-commerce. Number 2, finance. Did you know that 95% of large institutions, that's hedge funds and investment firms, are trading with AI algos? Listen, don't get left behind. These guys aren't behind their desk clicking a mouse, trying to trade this market, which is just, days that it's flying. But the number 1 sector, if you're curious, is healthcare. They're finding hopefully new cures for some of these diseases that our loved ones are are dying from. So hopefully they have some breakthroughs there. But these are the top four, those were the top 10 sectors that are currently benefiting from this AI technology. We're in the midst of an AI revolution. So the way we are leveraging it, let's get back to our bots. I always like to bring up the actual strategy itself and show it to you. And I'm going to show you a video, a very short video, don't worry, of our leapfrog trade management. What we've learned is, yes, the trigger of how we get into a trade is very important, but maybe even more important is how we manage that trade once we're in it. Okay, trade management is just so tremendous. So I'm going to be showing you about a 1 or 2 minute video of our leapfrog trade management automation that's really changes the whole game, and I'll explain why. So the way that we're leveraging AI, and I want to get through this fairly quickly because I know it's been a long day. The way our technology works, each one of our bots runs in tandem with what we call a drone. Okay, we call it a drone. It's really just another bot, but we call it a drone because its job is just what you would think of a drone. When you think of a drone, what do you think of? You think of a small aircraft hovering above the environment and getting a bird's eye view of the overall landscape, right? It has a vantage point kind of above, but floating above, and it gives it a bird's eye view of everything. And what it's doing, the drone is trading 23 hours a day. It has a very liberal stop and ambitious profit target. And it's trading all of our triggers. We have 4 different triggers that set these bots off. It's trading them all. And it's doing it 23 hours a day, okay? The drone is sharing a database with your bot. It's all housed on your computer, or you can run it on a VPS, but it's running locally or in your VPS. So this is the ways that we're using AI currently with these bots. So the drone is going to dynamically change the trading hours of your bot, okay? If you're going to set it and forget it, the bot is the way to go. You see, our mandate as developers of these automated strategies is not necessarily to get you into every winning trade. More importantly, it's to help us sidestep the losers. We've got to filter out the losers, okay? We have to. Or our risk to reward comes into play, and that becomes a very integral component. But let's stick with where we're at. One of the ways that we filter out the losers is the drone trades all 23 hours. It tells the bot, hey, every day at the Asian Open at about 11 p.m. between 11 and 12, man, I'm doing great. Look at this P&L I've got. So what it'll do, the bot do, it will dynamically change that first trading hour for that session in the Asian session. And then it finds in the London Open at 4 or 5 in the morning, it does good for an hour or two. Well, that second window is going to open up and just trade that section. And then it might find in the New York session another window of opportunity where it consistently brings home the bacon, has a really nice winning percentage, is able to filter out the majority of the losers and get profitable results. So it's only going to trade during the times of the day that it does the best. The other component that it does is, like I mentioned, we have 4 triggers, A, B, C, and D. Listen, we can make these strategies as conservative or aggressive as we want. We've got really great conditions that look at a number of different metrics, market profile, contracts per minute, the volume, how far the distance we are from our 50, our 15 and 50 moving averages, areas of support and resistance, we're able to make these bots extremely conservative or at times aggressive as we see fit. So this AI is going to pick the trigger that is working in the current environment that we're trading in now, okay? If there's a certain trigger that's pulling in losers, it's not going to allow your bot to take it. Number 3 is the position of our stop and our profit targets. God, this trade management is so important, you have no idea. You know, Robert is a member of ours. He's a member of our community. He does the optimization of strategies, and he told us, he said, hey, the first thing I do is I look at the data series, you know, the time frame I'm going to trade on and the trade management. And then he worries about the conditions and the trigger. So he, you know, he even prioritizes this. But the trade management is huge. This particular trade management, I'm setting up my video. I'm going to show you our leapfrog trade management. Where we go wrong as traders, where I go wrong, is I let my losers run and I cut my winners short. I am the biggest culprit of cutting my winners short. And what that does to us as traders is it puts us behind the 8 ball in a really bad way. Because what happens is we'll get 2 or 3 winners that we've cut short, and we're feeling great. You know, we might be up pretty nice and we've got our confidence going, but then we'll take a loser that will totally eliminate all of the earnings, all of the winnings that we just had on those 2 or 3 trades. It's really deflating. It's heartbreaking, to say the least. So all of that blood, sweat, and tears is out the window on one trade. Okay, we're going to put an end to that. What we've done is all of our strategies, number 1, this one in particular is kind of modest, not as extreme as some of the others. But we have a stop loss of 60 ticks, and our profit target is 100. This is the drone. What it'll do is, if the MFE, if the average true range of the market, it mathematically looks at your winning trades, and it looks at your MAE. What that means is it looks at your maximum adverse excursion. How much heat did your winners take? Okay, that's how it determines where to put your stop. This is done mathematically in milliseconds. It's very quick. It's like a computer, a calculator. So it's going to dynamically change the position of your stop and your profit target based on the range of the market. Is it a trending market or is it a choppy ranging market? And it's going to put your stop and profit target mathematically in the position that it's going to make the most money. Okay. Then we've taken it a step further. I'm sure we have your standard trailing stop, which is so-so. Sometimes even better is if we have an ambitious profit target of, say, 100 ticks, and we make it to 50 ticks. We could go to break even at 50 and then take maybe 20 ticks of profit. But remember, our profit target is 100. So then we have our next leg of profit that we're going to start kicking in. And I say that plural because this is called a leapfrog that continuously leaps forward, and it starts with an initial profit target of 100, but that could go up to 200, 300, even 400 ticks if the market is trending. You see, once it gets in my profit window, which is 25 ticks in this example from 100, so I'm plus 75 on the trade, my stop flies up and locks in 50 ticks. Now it puts me into what we call the leapfrog. The leapfrog, I know I'm talking fast, and I don't want to confuse anybody, but to set this video up, this is the leapfrog trade management in action, okay? Just to set up the video, I'm in the trade about to get into my profit window. Remember, once I'm plus 75 on this trade, my stop automatically flies up and locks in 50 ticks of profit. From that point, my stop and my profit target are going to leapfrog. Both of them simultaneously will jump forward. My stop will jump forward and continuously lock in more profits, and my profit target is going to continuously leap forward and allow the trade to continue to mature. So this is how we even that risk to reward ratio that hurts us as traders. No longer do we need a 70 or 80% win rate. With this leapfrog integration, it gives you the ability to hit a home run on every single entry. And if I let this tape play, and I'm not going to let it go all the way through, because I think you'll get my idea in just a few moments. This thing is going to continue. Sometimes it goes 300-400 ticks, and I kid you not. So if you pulled in a loser or two and you're a little bit deflated, listen, on the very next entry, it could put you in the green and eliminate those 2 or 3 losers. You see how we kind of flipped the script? We flipped the script. Now it does not take 3 winners to eliminate 1 loser. Now we can eliminate 2 or 3 losers with 1 winner with this leapfrog integration. And this trade just continues to mature up. There's only 2 ways out of this loop. We always have the ability with these bots to drag our stop manually. That's a very common question I get. Hey, can I manage the trade myself? Absolutely. That's why we put the stop and the profit target on the chart. I do it all the time, and I mess up my own trades, to be honest. If I would just leave the darn thing alone, I'd probably do 5 times better than I do now. But the 2 ways out of this trade is for it to stop out and come back and hit my stop, or I could hit close on my chart trader. And that leapfrog, as far as trade management goes, I believe it to be the best thing we've ever come out with, hands down. Okay, let me keep going. So just to briefly recap, without going through all of everything again, we've outlined the ways. The one way that I did not leave, that I left out, was our pattern recognition. Listen, these charts these candlestick patterns are repetitive. The charts are very geometrical and symmetrical. Fibonacci is very symmetrical as well. But these candlestick patterns reoccur. Certain candlestick patterns reoccur. We have a machine learning algorithm that looks for certain candlestick patterns. And when they recognize them, they take context-aware reactions to those candlestick patterns that they recognize. This is the setting in the strategy itself that has a number of different candlestick patterns that the system has the ability to recognize. The way the drone and the bot works is the drone is running 23 hours. The bot sees, hey, the drone gets killed during these hours of the day. I'm just going to sidestep those hours and not trade. See, that's patience and discipline that I don't have as a trader. Left to my own devices, if I'm trading in this area, I want to get into a trade. You know, it's like going to the barber shop and watching everyone else get a haircut, and you sit there and you don't get your haircut. Well, sooner or later, you're going to get in that chair and get your haircut. So it's much better to not even get into a trade if you know your chances of winning are, not that good. 50-50 at best. Average true range of the market, we discussed that. And what we just released. I know my slide says coming soon. It's come. It's released. If you decide to come aboard, the ChatGPT integration is now available, and it is going to be included in my offer at no additional cost. Okay, the ChatGPT integration does come with this AI auto trader. So listen, I could talk until I'm blue in the face, but all it really boils down to is the numbers, right? I'm a numbers guy, and the numbers make the most sense to me. So if it makes dollars, it makes sense. So looking at the numbers, and it's important to know that these numbers are not based on some back test on a strategy analyzer, which can be a helpful tool to help us optimize templates. However, we know if we have any experience with back testing, we know with the strategy analyzer back tester with Ninja, we know the numbers are fictitious. They're inaccurate. They look fantastic, but when we actually trade them, we're disappointed because they're just not true. So it's important to know that the numbers I'm showing you is performance that took place forward testing, trading on a live market, okay, not a back test. So from April 1st to September 26th, one of our top bots was the 150 range RJ. Made just under $10,000 after commissions. This was trading one E-mini, one NQ mini. The drone up just over 20,000 in that same time frame. The ES Starbot, this was our gift from Robert. I alluded to Robert as one of our members who happens to be a professional in this niche. Robert, and this is him here in our Discord community. He's an expert at the optimization of bots. He's got these bots from 5, 10, a dozen different vendors. He actually optimized this template on the NASDAQ. Okay, mistakenly ran it on the ES, and it's been the best bot by far that we've ever had in the history of our company. This was an equity curve of over 6 or 7 months that he made over $60,000 at one time trading this ES30 range. And that was one of our members. Listen, this thing is continuing its winning ways. The ES30 Starbot up over 20 grand from March 1st to September 26th. I'm always somebody that likes the what have you done for me latelys. If you've ever heard me on YouTube, I always look at the what have you done for me lately. Listen, if you made me money back in March, I was very grateful back then and I was happy. But you know what? Unfortunately, we need to make money every day, right? So if you made money back in March, what have you done for me today, right? So I always like to look at some more recent results. So this is from September 1st to, let's make it to the 30th. So this ES30 range from September 1st to October 30th, the bot is up just under $7,000. Okay, just under 7. Let me regenerate it, make sure it's accurate. Now remember, the bot is the one that's being optimized by the drone. So if I look at the drone and compare it to the bot, the drone made $2,000, okay? And the max drawdown was $6,200. If any of you are prop traders, you probably said, oh, a $6,000 drawdown. How am I going to trade that thing? Listen, the bot will take this lemon, and it's not a lemon. You made 2,600. So if you're trading a cash account, you're very happy, okay? Even if you made 2,600. But the bot kind of made lemonade out of that. It significantly reduces the drawdown, and it increases the profits to just under 7,000. So that's how that bot drone relationship works together for the good. On the ES30 bot, the ES30 Starbot, $7,100 on the bot between September 1st and October 30th. If we look at the drone in that same time frame lost $2,000. Okay, so you see that this optimization process that we're using is working. It's working. These ES30 bots, you can completely set them and forget them. If you watch them trade, I assure you, you'll want to get involved because some of the trades go on for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, and you'll think it's going to lose 5 different times, and it winds up making $1,000. It's just very hard to watch and not touch. So it's almost better to set it and forget it. Now, if I don't have time to get to all the questions, if you would, because I'm going to do my special offer here in just a moment, I'm running out of time. If you would please put your name and your phone number in the chat box, I'm going to do my best to give you a call. If not this afternoon, I know it's been a long day. Definitely by tomorrow, I'll give you a call and try to answer the question to my best ability. I always refer to this system as prop trading on steroids. And I thought of it because I watched Mark Miller. He's the owner of Right Line Trading. I watched him on YouTube one day, and he was using a trade copier with 20 different Apex accounts. I kid you not, 20 of them. And he traded what we call a one-day pass. So one-day pass, you could take an evaluation account. This is good on the evaluation accounts only. And in one trade, it takes the maximum number of contracts to go the minimum number of ticks in order to pass your eval in one trade. And it uses all of that logic that I described earlier on deciding exactly when to get in and where to put, which trigger to use and so forth. But I watched Mark, I kid you not, make $40,000 or $50,000 using a trade copier and trading these bots. When we first started trading and we were getting these emails in our inbox of all of this money that people were making trading and how easy and how fast it was going to be, this was the first time ever that I saw somebody actually do it in real time. So I was like, holy smokes, this is prop trading on steroids. And listen, if you ever see it, and tomorrow I'm going to put a link in the room to our live streams. Come check it out tomorrow. I don't have the guts like Mark does to do 20 at a time, but I'll do 3 or 4 at a time. So prop trading on steroids, we have templates that are customized for prop traders. You have 2 phases. You have the evaluation phase, where you have to get, say, for example, in a $50,000 eval, you might need to make $3,000 before you lose $2,500. In that evaluation, it could be a seesaw ride. It could take weeks of going up and down and all around. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears and time. This one-day pass will make very quick work of it. To give you an idea of the one-day passes, what to expect, I'll show you my ChatGPT. My ChatGPT, before I came on, showed me the winning percentage in the last 2 months of all my one-day passes. Our hottest one-day passes are the crude oil and the ES30 range. Those are 40 and 56%. Then we had gold, which was at 0. We had the 2-minute at 29% and the NQ30 range at 25%. Listen, I answer the phones here, and I don't want to mislead you. I like to underpromise and overdeliver. Right? Somebody who answers the phone, believe me. I've been on the other side and called somebody up and said, "Hey, you told me this," and that's not what happened. Let's put it at 33%. Okay? I know my slide said 40 and 50, but let's put it at 33 because this is trading and anything can happen. We could take 5 losers in a row. We could take 5 winners in a row. But over the course of a few months, let's put it at 33%. Okay, 1 out of 3. So when you have these prop firms that put out 80 or 90% discounts and the accounts are 20 or 30 bucks, if you throw $100 out there and get 3, statistically, you're going to get a PA account on one of them, okay? However, once we get the funded account, obviously we're going to transition to something that's a little more sustainable, a strategy that's more sustainable. We're going to pivot off of the one-day pass. We're going to start trading bots that have much less risk, and we have a much higher win rate. So one of them happens to be the power play. This equity curve that you see here is my results of trading live on YouTube, up over 40,000. And that's starting from January 15th. I know my slide says October 10th, but I'll pull you up something more current. This is right to today. These are my PA accounts. If I uncheck them, this is between January 15th and today. We'll put the 3 PA accounts up, and you'll see the beautiful equity curve, the profit just over 40%. When we first released that power play, it came out of the gate like gangbusters. We were getting winners. We weren't even getting heat on the trades. It's been a little more rugged these last few months, but still, we've been able to maintain a really beautiful equity curve on these PA accounts over the course of 10 months now, 10 months. Very common question. Can we get payouts? Yes, yes, and yes. You can use these bots to trade your prop accounts. Make sure that your prop firm supports NinjaTrader 8. That's the platform that this system runs on. We have some, let me tell you, we have such a great community. I really hope that you decide to come aboard. We really consider you part of our trading family. We've got just a wonderful family of traders. Judy is one of my favorites. You know, I told Judy when I grow up, I want to be just like her. She's retired and she's now a traveler, a world traveler. She had a bucket list of locations that she wanted to go to, and she throws her portable, you know, trading computer into her travel bag, and she's even got a, you know, this monitor that goes with it, and she trades with us every morning on YouTube. I kid you not, in different regions of the world. She's come from Dubai, from off of an MSC cruise in the Mediterranean in Italy. Right now she's in Hong Kong, I think, or China, excuse me. She's in China. I kid you not. And she joins us every morning from these locations, and she's partially funding this traveling with her trading, by trading these bots. So she's really a lot of fun, a great member of our community. Simon is is one of our members from across the pond. You can trade these bots regardless of where you are in the world. If you're in Australia, New Zealand, if you're in the UK or Singapore, regardless of where you are, as long as you have live data and NinjaTrader 8, you could trade these automated bots, okay? But Simon was crushing it. Had a day made over $16,000. Limit up, lit up the scoreboard. Steve Cherry, countless other members that are running this AI system that are doing extremely well. Ron N, Vietnam vet. Ron, I know Ron for going on 14 years now. It made $10,000 trading our gold bot. Right now, Judy's making a killing on our gold bot. Gold over the years has not been our most consistent bot, but it's a very valuable tool to have in the toolbox, because when it gets volatile like it has been lately, and I think with Donald Trump in office, it'll continue, gold makes these huge moves that we can capitalize on. Suzanne is a leader of our community. So these are some examples of some of the members that are currently doing extremely well. Okay, here's our Auto Trader, our AI Auto Halloween Traders Corner special offer. What we're going to do is we're going to include the full Monty, okay? The full Monty, what I mean by that is the system comes with the chart templates, we have just these beautiful chart templates. This was the Mack truck that runs on a 20 Unarenco. It made over $5,600 today. If you look at some of these entries that it took, just one after the next, a short, bam. Just to put it into context, there's a 20 Unarenco, every bar in the direction of the trend represents 20 ticks. So this entry that covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bars represents 200 ticks. Okay, it's not a small move. $5,600. But I wanted to show you the beautiful chart templates and the indicator suite that this system is leveraging. Just beautiful indicators that really provide us with a look into the future. So the discretionary component, all of the automated strategies are included. We're going to include all of the one-day pass and the PA account templates if you're a prop trader. Normally that's a $16.99 add-on. We're also going to include our brand new ChatGPT trading analyst. It will analyze a tremendous amount of data, provide you with which bot to trade and when. Okay. So the monthly membership, we're going to discount it from $5.99 to $4.99. My associate Brock just put a link in the chat box, and you can take advantage of that offer by clicking on that link. Our lifetime membership normally is $49.99. For this Halloween special, we're going to discount it by 50%. So the one-time payment, lifetime membership, 50% off at $24.99. Okay, because we're here with Traders Corner and we love Traders Corner, let's take it to the next level. Let's really give you something juicy here. What we're going to do is we're going to drop the one-time payment down to $19.99. Okay, we're going to knock off an additional $500 to make that one-time payment $19.99. On our checkout page, if you use coupon code SAVE500, it's going to bring the $24.99 down to $19.99. Let me tell you, for $19.99, you'll have this system and all the updates that we come out with for this system free of charge. There'll be no ongoing maintenance fees. There'll be no charge whatsoever. We're going to do a fast, easy setup, a white glove installation. We're going to trade the system with you every morning on the right edge of the chart, and you're going to have the full Monty. Okay. Out of the corner of my eye, I see the PayPal later. I love PayPal later. Why do I love it? Because there's no interest. There's no interest. I love using PayPal later. You can get up to 6 months if you qualify with 0% interest. If you divide this by 6, spread it out over 6 months, it's a little bit of an easier pill to swallow. Okay. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate that. Vincent, Mr. Vince is he's a trader from Philadelphia, and I've known Vince for years and years. But we have got great tech support, great customer service. Please, if I don't get to your question because I've run out of time, please put your name and your number in the chat box. I want to put the YouTube live stream in the chat box. On YouTube, if you were to go to our channel, it's Right Line Trading, and click on the live. Remember, we pride ourselves on our transparency, and I'm not just saying it, I mean it. Every single one of our sessions is memorialized. If we had a bad day trading, there's no hiding from it, okay? So I'm just gonna create a session for tomorrow, and I'm gonna put the link in the chat box, and I'm gonna invite everybody to join us, and we're gonna let these bots go to work tomorrow. We'll start the stream off at on Halloween at 9:15 a.m. These bots can also be traded on the micros. Okay, here's my link, and I'm going to wrap up. I want to just take a minute and thank everybody for joining me today. It's a great presentation. I enjoyed it. I was able to watch most of it. I'm putting the link in now. Okay, there it is. We'll also send you an email and invite you in by email tomorrow. All right, so that pretty much concludes it. I see everybody's number that left their number in, and I will be giving you a call to answer your questions. I just want to wrap up, and I want to say this. I want to thank you for joining me today. And it's important to know that if you've blown out trading accounts in the past, if your journey in this trading world has been full of potholes and speed bumps, I just want to give you a word of encouragement. I was there myself. I'm not kidding you. I work for Right Line Trading, but I am a terrible trader. Left to my own devices, I will blow out a trading account quicker than you know what. These results that I made this year were not my doing. They were because I had these bots trading for me. And I'm not too proud to tell you that. Over $40,000 in profits. So I come with a realistic, viable path to potentially take you to the next level with consistent results. So I want to thank everybody for joining me today. I hope you have a blessed weekend, a holiday weekend. My two little girls can't wait till tomorrow. They want to run around and get as much candy as possible. But I want to thank you once again for joining me, and God bless you and your families. Anthony,